I've been meaning to play Crimson Desert on my handheld for a while now. But is this even possible? Well, that actually depends on what you mean by playing it on a handheld device and what handheld device you're actually using. Me, for instance, I'm using the ASUS ROG Ally Z1 Extreme, and this thing is actually quite powerful. It has 16GB of DDR5 RAM, it has the built-in AMD graphics and a pretty good CPU, so this game theoretically should be able to run, well, smoothly at least, but how smoothly exactly, and can you play it comfortably? That's kind of the big thing that I'm getting at here. So of course, the first time I tried to run it, my game instantly crashed, but I luckily figured that it's because I forgot to turn on turbo mode, and as soon as I flipped that switch, the game started up perfectly. I decided to set the game up to its maximum graphics to get a basis of what this device is actually capable of. Everything was set to cinematic mode and my resolution to 1920 by 1080. Needless to say, Crimson Desert struggled a lot. I only got about 15 to 18 FPS, which was just unplayable. For the next sets, I set the graphics to ultra, then high, then medium, and lastly low, but as you will see, this game would have none of it. On low it was a little better, running at an average of about 24 FPS, but even then, Crimson Desert felt stuttery and the experience wasn't what I thought it would be. So I turned on FSR for the first time, which is AMD's upscaling technology, and I put it in quality mode, so the game effectively ran at a much lower resolution and upscaled to 1080p. But still, the increase wasn't really what I thought it would be, so I had to use my trump card: lower resolution. On 1280 by 720, with FSR enabled in quality mode, the game finally ran at a playable frame rate. It hovered around the mid-40s, and honestly, for the first time, the game felt actually smooth enough to finally be able to enjoy this incredible masterpiece. But I had to test one more thing. What if I set the graphics to medium and turned off ray tracing? Would it be better? Well, the answer is no. There was no noticeable difference in both the quality or frame rate, so I would just stick to low for now. So then the question remains, what happens if I plug it into the power source? Apparently that's going to give it more performance, but is it really going to make that much of a difference? The problem is, it still feels a little bit stuttery and the fans are crazy. This thing is getting really warm. So at the end of the day, is it worth it to play Crimson Desert on a handheld, like the ASUS ROG Ally Z1 Extreme? Well, it depends. Would you be comfortable with sometimes inconsistent frame rates in the mid-40s, and if so, would it be comfortable to play with the handheld button layout? For me, I would say the button layout alone would make this a no. But I could always just connect the controller, so I don't know. Subscribe for more Crimson Desert content.